Alright, here is the video review for DX9's RICHTHOFEN, their MP scaled power glide, and you can see here he does retain his A10 Warthog-esque alt mode. His little pistol stores here under the front to kind of replicate the A10 cannon if you want that. He's got 4 landing gear. You can fold those up, just flipping them up in there, and then the 2 on the wings. And this one right here, you have to open this panel here on the side, and you can flip that up and then close that up. There he is in his jet mode. And again, this landing gear back here works with the display stand. Now the display stand here came with a couple of other tips that I can't figure out. Maybe these work with other figures, because I can't find any way to plug these in to RICHTHOFEN in robot mode or anywhere. But the little square peg here that comes with it, you can see it actually does the rear landing gear, can set in it and hold them up at a flying pose. And it's not a, you don't have to worry about it collapsing on you, because it doesn't have, like, it has ratchet tabs, but it doesn't actually ratchet. The ratchet will never weaken, because to change the position, you have to pull it out. You can see it's got the little notches and tabs, and manually reposition it for different support structure there. And again, you can swap out the tips, although again, I've not found a place to plug in the other ones. But so you've got the stand down here with the little DX9 logo on it, and then the this down here can rotate on its own side to side, but there's no ratchet or any sort of changeable piece down here. And then just here and here are the 2 little joints that you have to pop apart. But it does. So the drawback is that you have to pop it apart to move it. But the plus side is that it makes it much sturdier, and you don't have to worry about a ratchet coming loose or you know, otherwise drooping and causing the figure to fall over. So yeah. And then just a quick size comparison. I have a G1 Power Glide. I cannot find him for the life of me. I looked all over, but I do have the this Combiner Wars Power Glide. This is the one that became the gun, just to give you an idea of the size of him in vehicle mode. He's a nice little swooshable jet, especially if you fold up all the landing gear here. And kind of streamlines him a little bit and gives him no landing gear. The engines, you can, like right now I've got them straight off to the side. If you want them angled up, you can do that. They're on hinges. You can fold them all the way up onto the back if you really want to be ridiculous, but so you got a little bit of posability there. And that's about it for jet mode. His cockpit is a separate die-cast piece, it looks like it, but it doesn't flip open. You can kind of get your fingernail under it, but it doesn't pop open at all. It also comes with a couple other accessories that we'll get to when we get to robot mode. So as transformer, we'll start back here at the tail. Go ahead and split this apart back here, and unpeg. Go ahead and rotate the wings up, untab them. They tab in right here on the sides, lift them up, and pull these apart. Can you pull this landing gear down? Pop, there we go. Pop that piece out. That will help you. Pull the legs out to the side here, and when you do that, there's a little peg here that you want to flip down. That flips out for jet mode to peg in over here to hold the tail securely together. Don't know why this leg does not want to come out like the other one did. There we go. And then take this panel, flip it up. Oh, like this. Flip this panel up like that and get that out of the way. Close that up and just kind of fold the landing gear up. Bring the legs down. Open up his engines. There's a hinge there in the middle. We'll allow them to open up. And flip out this little peg here behind the turbine. So we can get this paintbrush in here to flip it up. It's the first time I've had that push in far enough to not want to come out. Usually you can get your fingernail right into that tab and flip them right out. Fold them around and you see there's a hole right here on the back. We're going to peg those in. Rotate them like this. Peg that in there. The thighs, you want to rotate the red piece for the outside of the jet mode. Rotate that so the red is facing inward, and then rotate the lower half around so the jet engines, where they tab in, is on the back of the robot. Rotate this panel right here down, flip the foot up and the whole heel out. Actually, it helps if you do that before you peg the engine in, because it will cause a conflict there. You should rotate this flat, flip the foot out, and peg this in. To the back, and then fold this down, and there's a tab here that will tab up under the foot to square off his feet. And then the heel you want to angle down a little bit. You'll see there's like a little angled cut. If you just leave it straight out, it won't quite backward support him, but if you fold that down, he should stand just fine. Slide this up. There we go. And there you are, done with the legs. For the upper body, bring the wings up here. Take this whole panel here, pull it out. There's the hatch. We fold the landing gear in, but take this whole panel and rotate it around. It'll bring the wider section up to the top. Lift his head up a little bit if you need clearance. But rotate that around, and then there's a couple tabs here that will go into slots up here on the chest. Collapse that. Open up these little hinges right here on the wing. Fold this panel all the way up onto the back like this. Something that should just fold it in a different way, but I guess not. But then you fold these up and just kind of hook this tab into the jetpack, and or into the backpack, and you can push that in a little further, and that will hold the wings in place here for robot mode. The arms, untab from the wings. You can see the tab here that goes in the slot. Fold it down, flip a shoulder pad down, this pauldron, I guess. Open up his forearm slot and flip his fist out. And you don't have to rotate the fist at all. He does have wrist swivel. It's a little blocked by this armor over here, but you don't have to rotate it a certain way like some figures to get it to fit in the forearm. You can just fold it right up as it is. And the same over here. Fold that down. And before we flip his face around, one of the accessories he come with, this is the little slot where his gun tabbed into in jet mode, is he does come with one of the Hoist Goes to Hollywood alien masks, and you can plug this right into this slot and do that if you want to. I think these alien masks look silly, but they've seen a lot of figures using these as accessories for that one episode. Neat, I guess, but like not really my thing. And then once that's done, just take this and swivel this panel around to reveal its face. And there he is in robot mode. This pistol can go right in his hand. He doesn't have any sort of tab or slot. You just kind of use the friction to hold it in there. Although the friction between the thumb and the palm is enough, wrapping the fingers around it will give him a little bit more secure grip, but he holds it pretty well even if you don't wrap the fingers around it. So yeah, there's Power Glide. His head kind of comes up a little bit and rotates. It's not on a ball joint, it's on like a little rising swivel, so he can kind of look up and down and turn side to side. Or if you don't want that gap there between his body, you can just push it right back down and have him facing forward. And it will swivel a little bit if you don't pull it up, but you really need to pull it up to move it around much. The shoulders, this lifts up so you can swivel his shoulder out side to side, rotates front to back. He does have a bicep swivel there. You can see the tab there. Full 90 or 180 degree dual hinged elbows there. You can fold them all the way up like that. You kind of have to for a transformation, but it's cool that it's there. He's got the wrist swivel. He's got the same fixed pose curve to the fingers, but again, the last 3 digits are all one piece, with the index finger being a separate hinged piece. He does have waist swivel, which is nice. All of these panels around his waist, both on the rear, on the side and in the front can lift up. Just moving the legs, you can see they can all move out of the way for all of the various leg positions, and they flip all the way up to a full 90, so you can get a pretty decent range of motion in any direction out of the hip there. He does have front to back and side to side hip. It's swivel hinges. He does have a thigh swivel. We transformed that for that, during transformation. He does have a swivel just below the knee, and then he's got a hinge knee joint that only goes to about 90 degrees because of that engine. And the foot has a little bit of ankle tilt to it. You can slide it out for a little bit more. Some front and back action, and then that heel that, like I said, you want to flip down a little bit to make sure to support him. And if you want to be a little taller, you can fully extend those. Doesn't make him significantly taller, but it is there. And again, a quick little size comparison with his Legends version. So he's not huge, but he's not tiny either. He's a pretty decent size, good heft to him. And there is, like I said, there is some die-cast parts, like this chest plate and his feet and everything here in a robot mode. And one last comparison here with another mini-bot. There he is with Masterpiece Bumblebee. So he's not quite to scale with Masterpiece Bumblebee. He's a little taller, although I can't remember how they scaled in the cartoon. I apologize, it's been a while since I saw the two of them side by side in the actual cartoon. But just to give you an idea with how he scales with a Masterpiece mini-bot. He's got one last accessory, and that is a little figurine of Astoria Carlton-Ritz, the girl who loved Powerglide. She does not have her hat, but and it doesn't pose. It's just a little plastic figurine you can have with him. And speaking of the girl who loved Powerglide, that panel we opened up to fold the landing gear up into here hinges open from the side with some tech detailing, and you can see his little heart. Can you see it? There it is. Oh, so sweet. But yeah, it's Powerglide. I can't argue with that. There's not a whole lot of, aside from a slightly more intricate transformation, there's not a whole lot of liberties taken with his design here. It's clearly Powerglide in both modes. Lots of good posability in the feet and the hip flaps and everything. All the joints you would want to have are there, I would think. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe that you want like a toe joint. But like I said, nice heft to him, good plane mode. That's not super, aside from like the engines under the wings or the arms under the wings, like every Powerglide ever has pretty much had. A nice kibble-free jet mode too. So he's a really fun little dude. Nice colors. And cool little accessories. Like I said, I don't, you get the stand and everything. I don't, like I said, the fascination with these coming with so many third-party and even some Masterpiece figures is weird to me, but hey, that's the thing that's going now, so everybody's getting these little alien masks. But there is DX9's Richthofen, aka MP Powerglide.